Today we're playing Piofiore for the Nintendo Switch. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but I like the sound of it, so I want to say I'm right, but I'm probably wrong. So don't trust my pronunciations. This is an otome game. The art is so pretty. Look, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. First name Liliana, last name Adornado, nickname Lily. I'll go with the name they gave her. Yeah, we'll go with that. Lily. The story that follows Dante's best ending. A story that follows the finale ending. I don't know what these are. Oh wait, these are the different characters, are they? Oh, I don't know which character was which. They had it on Dante to start with, so maybe we'll try Dante's route first. I don't remember what each of them look like or their outlines or names, so even if I had one I wanted to pick, I don't even know if I could pick it. But I don't have any specific preference yet. Character Dante, yeah. That's interesting because sometimes in the game they have like an introduction, then you pick a path. But this one is just you pick a path right off the bat. Normally I like to get to know them a bit, then pick one, but I guess we'll see. Yes, without a doubt, this is our first time here. Take good care of her. Please excuse me a moment. Signor Falzone, it's been a while. Good to see you again. Paris, it certainly has been a while. The one you sent was exemplary. My men enjoyed it very much. You have my thanks. Is he running an army or something? I see the lovely lady is here as well.
Yeah, signorina.
It's been far too long. That's right. For my own future reference, tell me. What is your favorite wine?
Paris. Spumante or
How much spumante have you had? You seem to be in a happy mood. It's to celebrate Mauro's re-election. Good news is rather scarce these days. It seems over here is the worst, no? Yes, his continued tenure is good news for us all. Politicians we can still trust are invaluable. Speaking of which, I heard Berlin was mentioned at a recent conference held by the party. It is quite a bother having... Oh! Were those gunshots? Lily? As I unconsciously turn toward the sudden sound of gunfire. Oh, we're already with them? Okay, I'm a little confused what's happening so far, but I guess we'll find out. So I guess we came with them? Dante swiftly embraced me and pulled me behind the pillar. Such cute art! What is going on? Dante's gun was already drawn. The feeling of his arms holding me tightly against him made me feel strangely calm. I leaned in closer to his chest. Oh no! All around us, the venue was in an uproar. Still, the gunfire continued. Who's the target? Could it be? I anxiously looked at Dante, but he shook his head in response.
It's
possible they're not after me. I
ここからでは襲撃者の位置は
can't
確認できない
confirm
の
the
は
shooter's
最初に
location
悲鳴が
from
上がった
here,
方向から考え
but
るに
based on the sound of the first scream. Oh!
市長
Mayor!
大変だ市長が撃たれた
The mayor's been shot. Things had quickly devolved into chaos. The festive atmosphere from just a moment ago vanished completely. Assassination. His eyes narrowed at the sight of blood slowly spreading across the floor. I instinctively knew what this meant. With the peace suddenly broken, this was merely the start of even more conflict to come. Oh no! What's happening? What's going on? And who is he? Why are people after him? I need to know. And how do we already know him? How do we come to accompany him? Lenizio? I woke up to the sound of birds chirping. That's quite a drastic change from the gunshots. I was at the Falzone family's manor. What was once a guest room had become my own room to use as I pleased. It was not long ago that I was first brought under the protection of the Falzone family. Oh, they're protecting me? Why? Since then I learned two secrets. The first was of my special role as the Key Maiden. The second was the presence of a sacred relic that lay here in Burlone. Oh! Dante's stern demeanor made me feel uneasy at first, but over time I learned that it was all so he could protect me. Aww. In truth, he possessed an innocent kindness that drew me closer to him. I ultimately decided to leave the church and live my life with Dante and the Falzone family. Alright, we're getting the backstory now. I never knew something like this would be in my future. It feels somewhat surreal. I slowly sat up and got out of bed. I wonder if Dante's still sleeping. I knew I would see him during breakfast, but my first thoughts always seemed to go to him. I got dressed and prepared for the day ahead. We have a nice room. Oh, look at the luxurious place! Are they having a stare down? It was only breakfast time, but already Dante's expression seemed hardened. He and Nicola were reading their newspapers in the salon, neither of them exchanging a word. Dante, here's your cafe latte.
Ah,
Oh,
grazie,
grazie,
Lily.
Lily. Have you read anything interesting? Nicola looked up and offered me the newspaper in his hand. Alessandro Moro killed after re-election. Numero candidate step forward. Piofiore! It's in the newspaper! The headline on the front page reported the assassination with speculation on potential candidates for the mayoral seat below it.
Mauro,
With the previous mayor Moro now gone, we find ourselves presented with a list of fascist candidates to succeed him. Oh, they have the terminology too that you can check. That's good to have, because I'll be honest, I don't remember all these big words. Especially political words I know nothing of. Yeah, what did I say it was again? Supporter of the dictatorship of Mussolini and the fascism philosophy that informs his policies. Like, I always forget what that word means. I probably shouldn't, but... We've expressed our support to those we know on the town council who might be interested in campaigning, but
結局
in
誰
the
も
end,
候補にすら
none
押し
could
込
be
めなかっ
persuaded
た
to run.
パリス
Despite
ならうま
Paris
くやれ
being
るかと
a
思ったんだ
viable
が
candidate, his
以前
previous
の逮捕歴
arrest
をつつか
record
れて
is
な
holding him back. I thought it was already proven that he was arrested by mistake. Nicola chuckled and shrugged.
そもそも
I suppose the
疑わ
fact
れ
he
るよ
was
うな
under
真似をした時
suspicion in
点
the
で市
first
長に
place
は
is
ふさわ
enough
しくないっ
reason
て
for
ことだろ
some
う
to
ね
find him unsuitable for the position.
誰が当選したところで
As the next mayor
俺たちと
isn't
市
one
議
of
会の折り合い
ours,
は
our
悪くな
current
るだろ
arrangement may be put into jeopardy.
うもともとこの国は中
The
央集
country
権
has
の
been
流れが強
gravitating
い
towards centralization.
いくつか
However,
例
a
外
few
もある
exceptions such as
このブ
Berlone
ル
have
ローネもその
remained.
一つだが
Although,
ムッソリーニがこ
I
こま
never
で露骨
expected
に介入してくる
Mussolini to
と
be
は
so
な
brazen in his ambitions to reform. Italian politician and military officer Benito Mussolini established the one-party dictatorship of the National Fascist Party. So many big words. Back
僕
we
たちの
go.
排除に本腰を入れるつもりなのかも
I bet he has his plans to wage war against us. I glanced at the newspaper again, noticing another headline that caught my attention. Bishop Rosberg passed away.
惜しい人を亡くした
That
よ
is a shame given his popularity. There were talks of him
次期
becoming
成
the
果とも
next
名高
pope.
い聖職者だったのにあ、そうだ、なんで
That's right,
今夜は
don't
ギルバートと会
You're
食だったの
having a dinner meeting with Gilbert tonight, no?
昨日ビスコンティに顔を
When
出
I
した
went
時
to the
楽しみにしてるって伝え
Visconti's
てくれって言
yesterday,
っていたよ
he told me to tell you that he's looking forward to seeing you.
楽しみに
Looking forward? There was an obvious bitterness in Dante's voice.
あの男
That man's been asking about you every time I see him, Lily. Really?
なあ
Yes, he
友
says that
人の恋路が
as
気
a
になる
friend,
とかなん
he's
とか
concerned about my love
ま
life.
ったく
Unbelievable. Who is he
誰が友人なんだ？
calling a friend? Oh, he's overstepping his friendship boundaries into his love life boundaries. Nante's brow furrowed with annoyance. As my eyes met Nicola, neither of us could help but let out a stifled chuckle.
何がおか
What's
しい
so funny?
別に
Nothing at all. Dante glared at Nicola's playful, teasing smile. Even though it was almost noon, Dante was too busy to stay for lunch and left the manor on business as usual. I was born and raised at the church and only became involved with the Mafia last year. What I knew about the Falzone family was no different from the common knowledge shared among the townsfolk. Living here had opened my eyes to all the various matters they handled for work. Even something like a dinner meeting was for the sake of maintaining connections. It's all made me wonder. Wait, what happened? Wait, did I miss something? Hold on. Mode already? I picked a sink. I didn't even notice I picked a sink. Can I rewind? I want to see what are my other options. What if I don't want to sink? Wait, is my only option to sink? But I don't want to sink, man. What if I... Wait, how did I even get there in the first place? Oh, guys, I got it this time. I think sink is the only option, but now that it's an option, it's making me curious. Oh, right, it is the only option. Guys, I just really didn't want to think, you know? Sometimes using my brain is the wrong option. That I'd rather just not think. No brain. As I waited for my business partner to arrive, I found myself once again ruminating on the current situation.
近頃 仲介の
Lately,
仕
the
事が
number
減って
of
きている。
intermediary jobs
それも
we've
規模
been
の大
called
小を
upon
問わず。
to broker has been on the decline.
市長暗殺は
The
確かに
assassination
町の
may
修弁だ
further
が、
mar Bruno's
それが
reputation, but would that be
俺たち
enough
の
to
商売
affect
に
our
まで影
business?
響を及ぼすだろうか。
I didn't think so. The demise of the Lao Shu certainly brought change to the town, but even then it didn't have a direct impact on our daily operations.
であれば、
If that's the case...
失礼します。
Excuse me, your guest has arrived. Come in.
どうせ。
I replied to the casino staff calling to me from behind the doors. It had been a while since the director disappeared from here. Superiors were likely still arguing amongst themselves as to who to replace him. It all made me wonder. There must be something more that I can do to help. I left the room thinking to myself about what I could do to support Dante. What we gonna do? I stepped out into the corridor to see a familiar figure walking towards me. Humph. Sergio Jeremy, one of the senior members of the Falzone family, made no attempt to hide the frown on his face. Buongiorno, Signor Jeremy. I don't know if I said that right. How the Falzone have fallen, allowing such a woman to live here and wander about as she pleases. What's your problem, man? He grumbled to himself as we passed each other. Respond, say nothing. He ain't even worth our breath. I watched silently as he departed. I knew he wasn't going to like whatever I said, and I'm sure others in the Falzone family feel the same way. From their perspective, I'm just a common girl from town that their boss took in. He's the big boss? It's only natural that they would react based on what they knew about the situation. As I paused, another figure appeared from the end of the corridor.
Yo, Joe-chan.
Hey there, Signorina. Buongiorno, Domenico. Was one of the senior members who actually treated me well. He spoke to me with a wide smile on his
この
face.
間ジョーちゃんが作ってくれた
The
缶
cannoli
の
you made the
本
other
当に
day
うまか
was
ったよ
just
最
delicious,
高だった
absolutely incredible. Do you even tell us what cannoli is? Tube-shaped pastries filled with sweetened whipped ricotta, often accompanied by other ingredients as a dessert. This is good because I'm not gonna lie to you. The amount of times where I'm playing a game and I pull out the dictionary, and by dictionary I mean I search Google for the definition. It happens a lot more than I like to admit because I don't remember a lot of words. So I have to check what words mean. Maybe not cannoli, but you know, some of them. Grassy Domenico, I'm glad you liked it. Despite Domenico's gruff appearance, he had a sweet tooth. Cannoli seemed to be his favorite. He always made a point to praise the desserts I made. But I doubt that dessert making qualifies me to stand beside their boss in their eyes. Do they not know then that, like, she has, like, what do they call it? So some light maiden power or something? After parting with Domenico, my footsteps took me down a familiar path towards the kitchen. I peeked inside to see... hot. Unbelievable. You're only going to burn yourself, Leo, eating in a hurry like that? Nicola chuckled with a cup of espresso in his hand as he and Guila? I don't know, looked on at Leo.
あらリリー、
I
あ
love
な
your
たもい
timing
かが
couldn't
です
be more
か？
perfect. I
ち
just
ょうどマ
baked
ドレー
a
ヌができ
batch
た
of
ところですよ。
madeleines. Thank you. May I have one?
一つと言わ
Help
ず、
yourself
お
to
好
as
きな
much
だ
as
け
you
どうぞ。
like. Held out a large basket filled with them. As I broke apart a freshly baked madeleine, the air was filled with a buttery lemony aroma. Smells wonderful. Is this limoncello?
ええ
Well, yes,
この
I
間あ
decided
な
to
たに
add
聞い
some
たレ
after
シピ
hearing
に
your
ヒン
recipe
トをも
from
らって
before. Really, I'm glad I was able to help, Sheila. It suddenly occurred to me that I could consult with them about what was on my mind. Do you mind if I ask you all something? Is there anything I should learn to be of more help to everyone here?
え
Huh? Leo blinked, looking puzzled. I knew that it was a sudden question, but Nicola seemed to guess my intentions.
みんなか
Everyone, am I correct in assuming that rather
ダンテ
than
の役
the
に立ちたいんだ
Falzone
と思う
family as a whole,
Chill.
your objective is to assist Dante? He called us out and it's only like chapter 1! Man, please! Well, yes, Dante was the reason why I started thinking about it, but... In
そ
that
れなら
case, there
新
isn't
たに何
anything
かを
you
学ぶ
really
必要
need
なん
to
てないん
learn.
じゃない君がこの屋敷で
All
美
you
味
should
しい
do
お
for
菓子でも作
Dante
って
is
帰
be
りを待ってい
here,
るだけ
awaiting
で
his
ダ
return
ン
with
テ
some
十分
freshly
嬉し
baked
いと思う
sweets
し
for him to enjoy. I suppose so. Dante is too kind to ask for any more from me. But I want to be of greater use than that. Hesitant to push the subject further, I took a bite of my Madeline. It was light, flaky, and soft on the inside. The sweetness blended perfectly with the tart flavor of the limoncello.
そうですね
Oh, no.
私は
I
よ
don't
く
know
わ
much
かりま
about
せ
these
んけ
things,
ど
but perhaps
お
learning
勉
the
強なさる
subjects
としたら
needed in this day
こ
and
れから
age
の
would be
時
a
代
good
で
place
必
to
要な
start.
ことでしょうか
Wait, is she saying we don't know anything about any subjects? What? What subjects? History? Is that what we need to learn? Okay, I'm not good at history.
あ、じゃ
Then how
あ
about
計算
accounting?
とかはどうです
Accounting?
あくまで俺は
I
で
mean,
すけ
maybe
ど
it's just me, but I'm
数
really
字が
bad with
苦手なんで
numbers, so if there was
そう
someone
いう
who
のを
could
代わり
handle
にやって
that
く
for
れる
me,
人
I'd
がい
be
た
real
ら
happy.
すごく嬉しいです
But is Dante bad with numbers? I guess if Leo has like a route in this game, I guess we'll have to become an accountant at some point.
ダンテは数字に
Dante
強いか
happens
ら
to be good
会
with
計関
numbers.
係の処理
Accounting
得意
related
分野だ
tasks
ね
are his specialty. That does sound very much like Dante. Thank you for your suggestion. I'm gonna think about it for a while. I gave him all my thanks and left the kitchen. So long! As I walked down the corridor, staring down at the floor
ちょっと
ahead.
待ってリリ
Just a moment, Lily. Nika, what is it?
助け舟を出してあげよう
I thought I might lend you a helping hand and let you in on what Dante might need help with. Oh, he's gonna help us? Really?
もちろん
Of course.
もしか
Or
し
do
て
you
疑
not
ってい
trust
る
me? The reason I didn't say anything earlier is because... Nika leaned in a bit, lowering his voice.
ジュリアはともかくレオに知られるのは
Gia's
ダン
side,
テ
I
に嫌がると
imagine Dante wouldn't be too happy sharing his weaknesses with Leo or the others. He is the boss after all. Oh, makes sense. You're right. We exchanged smiles and Nicola continued. But then what do you know? How do you know
実は
stuff,
英語があ
Nicola?
んまり好きじゃないん
Speak
だ
up now.
一通りの会話は問題ないけど
Dante isn't the biggest fan of
長文の
English.
署名を前
He
に
can speak
よ
the
くため
language,
息
but
を
let's
つい
just
てい
say
る
reading long documents is another matter. Man, you're lucky I speak English.
これから先英語は
English is
重
going
要
to
だ
be
な
important in the
世界
future.
的に見て
After all,
今
America
ア
is
メリカ
gaining
合衆
momentum
国
as
大
a
きな
global
力をつけている
superpower. I love how they say this, but like when you play the game, you're reading English, so it doesn't really occur to you that like they are speaking a different language.
それにアメリカに
Aside
限
from
ら
that,
ず
when it comes to
他国
trade
で
or
取引や
brokering,
終戦業を
contracts
する
with
と
other countries are
契約書は
almost
どうしても英語に
always
なる
drawn up in English nowadays. And what do you mean by brokering?
まあいわゆる仲立ちかな
Acting
欲
as
し
an
い人のところに
intermediary
欲しいも
between
のが行くよう
parties.
に手を
We
貸
get
す仕事
people what they want and we make sure they pay for it.
僕たちが扱うも
We
のはい
deal
ろ
in
いろある
various
けど
goods and services,
中で
but
も
most
最
of
近
our
は
recent
土
work
地
has
が多い
centered
かな
around land.
特にアメリカの土地を
European
欲しがる
demand
欧州
for
の人
American
間は
land in
このところ
particular
だい
has
ぶ増えてきた
skyrocketed in recent years. Nika gave a little chuckle.
どこの誰
When
に
you
どこ
think
の
about
土
it,
地をい
it
くらで
isn't
売るなん
exactly
て
the job
書
of a
面の細
mafia
かい
boss
チェッ
to
クまで
pour
本
over
来
the
過去
fine
の仕
details
事
of
じゃない
Nana's stack of documents.
けどうちは
But
純
being
イ
that
タ
our
リア系
family's
で構
pride
成
is
さ
in
れた
our
組織だし、
Italian
英語が
lineage,
堪能な人
we're
間
hard
は
pressed to
そう
find
多く
someone better at English than Dante is. I'd only ever managed to read short English fairy tales myself, but when it came to novels, I always needed to have an Italian-English dictionary beside me. There would certainly be more technical language in the family business agreements. But, if I did learn English, do you think Dante would let me help him?
君に関わら
So
せて
long
も
as
い
it's
い範
something
疇
you're
のものな
allowed
の
to
ね。
see. I
本気
can
で
give
勉
you
強
a
する
book
気が
I
あるな
used
ら
in my own
僕
studies
が使
if
って
you're
いた方
serious
をあげ
about
ようか。
this. Really, Nicola? Are you sure?
もう覚えたからね。
I've gotten enough
ただ
use out of it. Mind you,
初心者
the
には少し
content is
難しい
geared
かも。
more toward
契約書で
contracts
使う
and
ような用
finance,
語
so
とか
it's
経
not
済
fit
関
for
係の本とか
novices.
ばかりだから。
No, that's exactly what I need, thank you. It was precisely what I was looking for. My voice rose up a notch in my excitement. Of course, I know I won't understand much of it at my current level, so I'll borrow some beginner books at the library to start. Once I've learned all the basics, I'll be able to use your book, Nicola.
頑張
Good,
って
do
ね
your best. I certainly will, thank you very much. After a second, I let out a giggle.
どうしたの？
What is it? I was just thinking how you used to be kind of mean to me before.
以前のことは悪かったと思って
You
いる
used to be mean to
よ。
me.
まあ僕は未だに鍵の乙女なんても
You
のに
seem
は
so
寛
nice
容的
now,
だけ
though.
ど
I have to apologize for my past behavior, though I do still have my doubts about your being this key maiden.
それでもダンテ
That
の
being
大
said,
切な
any
人なら
precious friend of
僕にと
Dante's
っては
is an
可
adorable
愛い
little
妹
sister
のよ
of
うなも
mine.
のだし。
Aww. Little sister, he's our big bro now. Nicola, my older brother, the idea never crossed my mind before. I stared at him for a while. I had always wished for a brother ever since I was little, so hearing that from Nicola made me feel happier than I expected. And I feel like that's always such a nice compliment if someone's like, oh, you're like, you know, a little sister or brother or a big sister or brother to me. Like, that sort of stuff gets me, you know? I'm like, oh.
それに
Not only that, but I was honestly rather glad to hear you say you wanted to learn
実は
something
少し
useful.
君も家
It
族
shows
の
that
一
you're
人とし
interested
て
in doing
で
what
き
you
ること
can
を
for the
探している
family,
んだ
which is why I want to offer my support.
君の
Thank you, Nicola. I felt comforted knowing he was on my side. Not only Nicola, but Gila, Leo, and Dante are all on my side too. I need to do my very best so that I don't disappoint everyone who's been so kind to me. And we will do our best, don't worry. Alright, we might...
そ
Oh,
っちの
hello.
知っての通り、うちは政治家連中に
Can't say
そ
I've
こ
been
まで
rubbing
顔も
elbows
利か
with
ね
many politicians
だから
myself,
市長選
so
なん
the
て
matter
は
of
花から
this
蚊帳の外だったん
election's
だ
a
よ
bit out of my jurisdiction. See, it's out of my jurisdiction too. We're gonna end off here. Alright, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. The story seems interesting. I'm just a little not the best at knowing political stuff, so I'm a little out of the loop in one way. But this is like, I feel like it's gonna be an interesting story. I'm curious what the Key Maiden does too. Like, why am I special? Tell me. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys soon. Bye bye. 3, 2, 1, poofles.